Then we'll talk about recruiting. Is that cool? All right. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here tonight with these young women. I just pray for special blessings upon them. Lord, that some of them are probably sitting here thinking what is going on here? And others just maybe feel inspired, or others maybe just recognizing that maybe someone else feels the same way that they do. And I just pray that you meet each and every one of these girls wherever they are. That you just give them a sense of peace and a sense of purpose. And Lord, I just pray that they would examine their lives and just see where they're placing their identities. And I pray that you would just put people in their lives, each and every one of these girls, put someone in their life that they can talk to, that can be a mentor to them, that can help guide them. And I just thank you for Tricia and all the adults here and the time investment that they put into putting this thing on. And I thank you for the fellowship that you brought together here, the opportunity to come together to learn more about you, even if it's just exploration and trying to figure out is this a real deal or not. I just thank you for placing them here and that they can hear these words. I thank you for the opportunity to play volleyball, a sport that we all love, something that we all have in common. And I just pray blessings over these girls. I pray for safety as they travel home tonight in this weather. And I just thank you for their attentiveness and their willingness to be here. In Jesus' name. All right. Last quick thing, we're going to talk about recruiting. So some of you guys raised your hand when you said you had a desire or a dream to play college volleyball. So the first thing I'm going to say is why. Okay? Why? You have to know what's my motivation. Is it because my parents want me to? Is it because I want a college scholarship? Is it because I love the sport? Is it because I want to see how good I can be at something? Really kind of ask yourself that. And it might change this year to next year and as you grow up and grow older. But if you don't have that solid conviction, right? If you don't have that conviction, then it's probably not going to turn out good anyway, right? These three could probably tell you that they were driven to play college volleyball. Okay, why? That all three of them might have different reasons. But they knew that this was their goal and they were going to do whatever they could do to get there. So if that sounds like you, then I'm going to give you some keys here. First thing you need to do is work hard. Like that answer? Go play just like you're doing. Okay, give your best. That whole fail, I'm not a failure, but I can fail so that I can keep trying. That's going to help progress you. The other thing is you need to make sure you're doing well in school. Your parents will like that answer, okay? So there's guidelines for college, so meet with your counselor, as maybe when you get into high school, your youngins can have a little bit of time, but meet with your counselor. You have to take core classes, so then you need to do well in those classes so your GPA is good enough that you can get into college, basically. So just kind of put a plug in for work hard in the volleyball court, work hard in the classroom, and stay out of trouble.
You guys don't look at kids if their GPA, or it's harder to look at kids if their GPA is under what at UNC?
We try, our 3.0 is kind of our mark. If you're below that, you better have a really good exam. So, or you better be really good. No, I'm just kidding.
That's just a mark. 3.0 is the minimum of what they would see. And this is a public institution, so other ones are higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just gives you an idea.
Yeah, so that's kind of our policy, because if you're not doing well in high school, you're probably, unless you have some for a reason why, you're gonna have a hard time in college. It's a tough transition. So if you can always have support and get people to help you out if that's necessary. So hard work is where it starts. Academics. If you are probably going to have to do the work. Okay, there's probably about 1% of all volleyball. I wish I remember the stats, but it's 2% of all volleyball players in the country play Division I volleyball and 5 play college volleyball. So there is a level for everyone. Okay, there's JUCOs, there's community college, there's NAIA, there's Division III, Division II, Division I. They all kind of have their thing. Division III is very academic oriented. Division II, you have a little bit more balance, not quite as much time. Division I, you're going to put a lot of time into volleyball, right? A lot of time. I mean, they're all here on their summer. They went home for 3 weeks and they're back to train this summer already. So it's very much a year-round commitment, but you also still have to do school and be balanced. Okay, so it's just a work ethic and really having that. There's a lot of programs that maybe aren't that much. It's maybe a little bit more like high school. honestly, in certain colleges. So you gotta kind of figure out what do I want to shoot for? And if you're like, I want to go for this, go for it, okay? The other thing to think about is that I said that 1% thing to say 1% are probably having colleges come after them, okay? Everybody else has to do the work on our own. So I grew up in, remember that small town in the mountains? No one knew where Granby, Colorado was or who Jenny Glenn was. I didn't have the shirt to tell everybody. So I didn't play club volleyball. I was a 3-sport athlete. So I had to do the work to get my name out there. So that starts with you, not your parents, okay? We don't want to hear from parents. I'm going to tell you that. We love parents, but we don't want to hear from parents because I want to know, what's your name? Angelica. I want to know that Angelica wants to be a bear. Okay, so if Angelica, what's your mom's name? Marilyn. If Marilyn, is Marilyn here? No. If Marilyn is calling me, I'm like, that's great, but does Angelica want to play college volleyball? Does she like UNC? I don't know. Okay, when you're going to be a college athlete, you're an adult, so you're going to make that decision. So we want to hear from you. Okay, so if you're emailing us or calling us, you first. Your coach can come second. Your parents can come third. I know, that's crazy weird, right? Parents third. But I don't want to hear from you until I don't want to hear from your coach until I hear from you. Okay, that's just a good rule to go by at any level. It's going to be your experience in college, right? Remember my story? Parents aren't around. It's going to be your experience. So you want to be the one doing the work. We have these sheets if you guys want one. You can get one on your way out. I'm not going to go through every little bit because I'll bore you to pieces. But basically, make sure you have a video. If you're getting juniors, you really need to be on the ball right now and going after it. Sophomores, it's kind of starting at that. You want to be starting to think your sophomore year about where do I want to go to school. So sit down, decide academically if you know what you want to do, what schools will be good. If not, but maybe a school that has a lot of options. And then I want you to look at that college and say, if volleyball ended, like Cheyenne said, if volleyball's done, do I still want to go to school there? Okay, so make your decision based on that, not on volleyball. And so if you get a list of 20 schools, start emailing them, send them a video link. You guys all know how to do YouTube, right? Yeah. Okay. Send a video link. In that video link, make your first 30 seconds awesome. Your best. Okay? So have your mom clip some highlights. Make those first 30 seconds your best to draw a coach's attention, and then you can keep going and put some gameplay at the end. Okay?
Because you guys get thousands of stuff, and you're not going to watch very long unless it catches their attention. So
Yeah.
It's got a boom right at the beginning.
I hate to tell you this, but it's the truth. I probably watch 30 seconds, and if I'm not impressed, because I kind of know what I'm looking for at this point, I've been doing it long enough. If I'm not really impressed, it's not likely that I'll watch 10 minutes, okay? If the first couple of swings are like, oh, that was athletic, yeah, she's big, she's high. If you're a hitter or whatever, I'll keep watching, okay? So you gotta, just like a movie trailer, you gotta like suck us in. And that's just reality, because like Tricia said, we get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails. So what's gonna make you different? I'm trying to give you guys the inside scoop, okay? What's gonna make you different is that it's also following up with a phone call. Not many girls call because they're scared. We're really not scary people. We're like easy to talk to on the phone, right? We'll carry the conversation. All you have to do is dial the number, okay? And say who you are. Don't forget that piece, okay? So tell us who you are, and then we'll start just talking. But that's going to help you separate from those schools. You don't want to call 100 schools, but those schools that you really are like, man, I really want to go to Mesa State University or whatever. I really want to go, it's Colorado Mesa now, actually. I really want to go to UNC. I really want to go wherever. Pick those maybe top 5 and call those coaches.
Their sophomore or junior year, start calling?
If you're looking at D1 schools, probably start calling their sophomore year for Division I. Division II, you could call sophomore year, junior year. It kind of trickles, so usually, you know, senior, sometimes we recruit seniors. We really try to recruit heavy in the sophomore year and junior year. And then seniors, sometimes the situation will be recruiting seniors too. But if you're looking at different levels, Division II, Division I, which all have awesome opportunities, don't get stuck in your head, I have to go D1 or nothing else. Like, that's the worst thing you can do, because that's not what it's all about, right? If that's a great fit for you, awesome. But sometimes the best fit is Division II, Division III, whatever fits you and what your goals are, okay? There's some rules on here I won't read through, but basically, it's For example, if you call me and you're a sophomore and leave a message, I can't call you back. So don't think I'm rude. But NCAA rules don't allow me to email you back or call you back till you're a junior. Okay, so those are just kind of good things to know when they say that on here for Division I. I don't have all the rules because it would be like 20 pages and you don't want that. And I didn't want to make it, so. Recruiting agencies, I'll just speak quickly on that. If you use it, just kind of use good judgment. If the school, college has to pay for it, probably not good. If you pay for it, your choice. If you're playing club, you're getting seen a lot. You just gotta kind of weigh those things out based on kind of where you want to go and what you want to do. What that'll do is get your information out to a lot of people. It doesn't personalize it though, right? So you still gotta do work on your side. Any other questions? Any questions? Recruiting?
They're asking you to stand out, so I just remember in talking with Jenny one time, she was recruiting a girl in Washington, and she said, I watched her from the minute that she started warming up. I watched the way she interacted with her teammates. I watched the way she shagged balls or didn't go shag a ball. So she's looking for kids that stand out. Can you talk just a minute about that?
Absolutely.
Because there's tons of 5'11" outside hitters. What is it particularly that helps them stand out?
So what's your X factor? We say that a lot in our recruiting conversations. They need to have an X factor. They could be a great athlete, you could be, getting 20 kills in your high school. What's your X factor? And a lot of times X factor can be leadership. You're the one that's rallying the team and bringing it together. You're the one that the setter wants to set on game point every time you're a clutch player. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. If you're at a club tournament and you go give your water bottle to your mom, or you throw it across and have your mom go fill your water bottle up, that's a strike. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because your mom's not gonna be with you, go get your own waters. I'm just being real. Those are the kind of things we look at because I won't do your work basically. Your mom's not there to pamper you, you're an athlete, be an athlete. So you might hate me now, but it's okay if your mom got your water bottle. I might have done that at your age.
But she's looking at things like when you get to college, are you going to expect people to be doing things for you? So they're looking at things, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's more than just can you pound the snot out of the ball. It's what kind of person and athlete are you going to be for 4 years at their school?
Yeah, absolutely. It's where practice, like Tricia said, if you're shagging, if you're running after balls, are you letting someone else go get that ball that's far away? Are you the first one there? How you interact, how do you deal with coaching? If you're coach, are you looking them in the eye? Are you shaking your head? Do you go out and actually do the thing they ask you to do, or try to do the thing you ask them to do? That's really big. Do you guys think of anything else? Anything to add in the peanut gallery back there? Any significant things from your recruiting experience, or things you wish you would have known?
Don't give up. Even if they don't apply after a while, keep with it, because eventually,
So that could be your X factor.
yeah.
First
Not
is
being
just-
scared to call. Yeah. I was scared at first.
Yeah,
Call,
you said it was
call
hard.
during office hours.
Don't call after office hours so that you can leave a message.
Yeah.
She's saying that happens. I'm like, I gave you my cell phone number.
Yeah,
Why are you
I know.
calling my office at 8 o'clock at night? Sometimes I do. Anything else?
It's really not as scary as you think it is.
Just find a school that fits you. I don't know, I don't know if you go on a visit, I guess we can really talk about that. But make sure you like the team a lot. I'd say that's one of the most important things, because those are the people you're gonna be interacting with, and those will be your best friends in the future, most likely.
And when she said a coach is pretty important too. because they
Yes,
create-
the coaches are very,
Very important
very
too, yeah.
important as well, but the players, you should look at the players too, don't ignore that.
Yeah.
And make sure that they have good relationships and
Yeah.
check on that too.
Yeah. Just a quick note on visits. You can always go on a visit anytime. They're unofficial, which means you have to pay for it. It's not until your senior year that you can take 5 official visits, which means the school can pay for you. So a lot of times these days recruiting is getting done junior year, so you might go on all your visits on your own dime before, but. Do you guys have any questions? Is this whoa, that is way too much information?
No, it's wonderful. I'm
I
so
didn't
wonderful.
overwhelm you.
If you guys only got 10% of it, we're gonna put it on the website, and so you'll be able to listen in. I don't know if you appreciate how much wisdom just came out of her mouth from everything she was talking about with Cheyenne and the recruiting. It's a lot, and it was awesome. and I want you guys to probably listen to it again or share it with your friends or something, because it's pretty special that we have that. Okay, let's cut that off. I was gonna really quick, I have